Okay, says we're live. So hello, and hopefully I have done all the buttons correctly. Managed to get my 2,000 words, but like just barely. like I just wrote up until I got 2,000 words, and I was like, I'm done. um, and I could tell, like my first two sprints were okay. They were both in the 500s. And then dropped down to 488 and then 392. I was just like, let me get to two. Anyway, so I did manage to do that, but it was I had gone out to get gas for the car and vote, and then I stopped by a store to get some Christmas presents, and I just spent too long outside in the sunshine and in the pollen and all that kind of stuff. So I wound up with a migraine. So once I got my words, I knocked it off for the day. Um, but I also think I I also think it was probably brought in on somewhat, not just by the outside sunshine and pollen, but I think it was probably brought on by the amount of sugar that I had consumed over the last since Halloween, because we only had one trick or treater, the whole like just one. That was it, and so the rest of the candy that we had purchased was sort of free for it's like a free for all. It was just like candy, which I don't normally like. We don't normally have candy around because when we have it, we eat it. That's the problem. So I ate a lot of sugar, and I think that definitely had an impact on sinus pressure, all that kind of fun stuff. So we're not doing that today. Um, I have my new mug that my friend got me. Um, it's got a little dragon on it. So um, she went for a work trip and to Metz and brought me back the mug. So I was excited to do that. But yeah, so today, kind of low energy, sort of like, I don't know, what do you call a migraine hangover? like, I don't know if there's a term for that, but recovering from migraine, still sort of like feeling very low energy from that. So yeah, Amanda's kind of struggling with focus today. I anticipate that that's going to be a problem. Um, but we're gonna see how many words we get anyway. So, Kat says, "Hey, thanks for updating the spreadsheet last night. You're welcome. I did manage to do that. Yeah, so because I was like, oh, I forgot to do that for the last 2 days. You only had a little bit to do this morning, which was great because you're miserable and sick. Oh no, you're still not feeling better. Do you have the day off? Do you have to go in? Can you just kind of like rest with some chicken noodle soup or tomato soup or whatever your soup of illness illness recovery soup is?" Monique says, "Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome." Kai says, "Hey, hello." Monique says, "I just posted a new chapter of my Baldur's Gate fanfic. Nice. Um, is that on your Sorry, is that on your Sunnydale After Dark website as well, or is there a new website for that? You were able to find a beta reader for that chapter. Nice." This is where Amanda said struggling with focus. Megan says, "Hello. Today you're writing about decolonizing Thanksgiving or attempting to." Nice. That would be good. Yes. Nikki is here. Hello. Joining in on your phone. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Pedge says, "Hey, all." Hello. Welcome. Pedge says, "Hey, Nikki. Haven't seen you around in a bit." And Amanda says, "To be fair, I still have like 5 hours to work on this before I go to a craft party." Ooh, that sounds amazing. The theme is girl dinner. The theme of the craft party is girl dinner. Or is that like what you bring for snacks? And then what are y'all crafting? Do you know? That sounds amazing. I wish we had craft parties. I've been looking at the sort of like big box hobby stores because it's really all there's a few like artist stores, but they mostly serve the students in terms of like the college students for like art supplies for their classes. They don't really host like craft days or craft hours or whatever. And so I've been trying to look in on some of the big box hobby stores for some of their classes, but a lot of their classes are geared towards like bring your kid in for an hour and do a craft with them. And so because I was specifically looking to see if they had any like polymer clay workshops, because I would love to learn how to do it, but I don't want to buy all the supplies for myself because then it would be just like another hobby starting kit. And I know I have it on my rewards list, but I kind of would like to try it before I buy all the stuff for it, to see if I even like working with the clay. I suspect that I really would, but I kind of would like to try it before I buy it. And the stores they don't have any, because apparently the craze for that, for learning how to do that, was like 3 to 5 years ago at the hobby stores. So I was like, oh, okay, I missed that window. Anyway, Pat just says, I hope you feel better soon. That's rough to Kat. Yeah. You are not allowed to go into work. Oh, until 12th you tested positive for the panini virus. Oh no. Oh, I hope that you feel better soon. I hope that you don't have any long-term side effects. But that sucks. That really sucks. Paget says, I'm struggling a little with some Angelus forest research and considering calling someone or maybe going on a hike this weekend. I don't know. The weather here has been really, really warm and nice. It's just like that cold snap that we got was just, false cold snap. So maybe the weather for you will be really good. CB says, oh no, Kat, I hope you're asymptomatic. The COVID sucks because you had it in June of last year. Yeah, unfortunately, I think Kat is not feeling very well. So, it's the COVID, it's the panini. But yeah. So, would you think everyone would be? You would think everyone would be online, but not like you want it. In terms of like asking questions about the Angelus Forest. Megan says, what do you need to know? Megan might know something. Nikki's computer keyboard hates you. Oh no. Can you, if you have canned air or an air compressor, you might blow the air out. Otherwise, you might have to dump it over and shake it out, just to kind of get any crumbs and dust and bits out from under the keyboards, because sometimes that impacts how your keyboard behaves. Otherwise, give it a good wipe down and try and get the dust off. Sometimes that will help. Patch says, I don't know if I can handle another desocializing sickness, to be honest. Yeah. Your mother-in-law is hosting the craft party and she's doing cross-stitch and embroidery. A couple of friends knit and crochet. I think I'm bringing a crochet sweater to finish. Gotcha. Okay, so it's just like socializing time while you do your personal crafts. That's awesome. I like that. Paget says to Megan, mostly for flora and vegetation that's present in late September / early October. Gotcha. Yeah, vid is short for COVID. You definitely have symptoms. This morning you barely move because the inflammation skyrockets in you. Oh, okay, yeah. You have zero voice. Your ribs hurt from some of your harder coughs. Oh, no. Ooh. I hope you feel better very, very quickly. And please take care of yourself. Seems like an easy question in terms of what's growing. Monique says, I'm currently have 2 things on my mind. Adding to my nano word count and writing a chapter for your Baldur's Gate fanfic. from Asterian's point of view. Hopefully I said the name correctly. You're having meatballs, cheese and crackers, veggie trays, peppermint bark, and peanut brittle. Nice. That sounds amazing. Okay, Megan says that I cannot help you with. There's probably some mushrooms. If it's been wet in that area, I don't know if it's a wet or dry area. You know, like chaparral and different trees and vegetations, but that is there always. But I don't know. You thought the internet would have spelled it all out for you. You might have become expectant on that. Camellias have just started blooming in certain areas. We have a camellia that's blooming. You'll have certain trees that change color, obviously. And so you may want to specify certain types of trees that you're seeing. There are some trees that also lose their bark at certain points of the year, sometimes naturally, sometimes because of wildlife. You will begin to see certain types of animals and birds, like migratory birds, and you will no longer see other types of migratory birds. So you may want to look into bird migration as well, things like that. I just says thanks anyway. Ooh, CB's having enchiladas. Nice. You literally live off of Angela's Forest Highway, so a trip is not an insane idea. True. You wanted to write it in the setting parts. You wanted to write in the setting parts, then visit and go back and edit with feeling, if that makes sense. It kind of does. Yeah. Yeah. So you can edit for details rather than just like trying. But on the other hand, if you go, you might can dictate as you walk. If you walk slow enough. If you are a speed hiker, then you might be out of breath. So yes, I think I've been in a writing hole off to Google Prints. 1,000 Great Books. Hello, welcome. This is your first nano, and sometimes I feel weird when I cannot even manage 200 words on a good sprint. Oh, no. See, this has been an abnormally high amount for me. And this only happens when I am more focused on when I'm just like speeding through and I'm not really thinking about making it clean. So there are notes mixed in with sentences. There are capitalizations that are not happening. There are word choices that I absolutely will not have in the next draft. So please don't worry about the word count, because generally if you have a lower word count on one of these sprints, it's because you're carefully considering the words that you're using. And when I have a high count like this, this is like throw the binder out the window. We're just blazing through, and editing is going to be a pain in the rear later. So that's where we're at right now. Also, my dialogue does not have quotation marks around it when it should. I know it should, but it takes longer to do that, so I usually do that second edit. The only thing is I've been going back after the sprints and making notations of who says what in the dialogue, because if I don't do that day, I will forget. And then when I get back to the draft, when it's finished, when I have to come back for it again, I will have forgotten who said what, and I will be confused, and I will have to sort of like rewrite the whole scene and the whole dialogue, because it's a mess. So please don't feel bad about the word counts, because there will be sprints where I will probably legitimately only get like 150 usable words out of a 30-minute sprint, because like my brain is going faster. I want to capture sort of like fleeting thoughts. I want to capture sort of like the feel of something, the atmosphere. And so I'm making notes to myself of those things when I should be sticking directly to the outline and should just be looking at this scene only. No, my brain is going, okay, well, here's a motivational factor for this side character that's going to appear 2 books later. Let me capture that, because Otherwise, it's not going to get captured. So please don't feel bad about getting words. Any words count during Nano, always. Padgett says, I just do not love hiking. I know it's an unpopular opinion. It's not. You like the cardio, but you don't like being stuck. You like to run and walk near your house and be able to go back in whenever you want. Yes, this is very important, and I like that as well. I do like the scenery. I like to go occasionally, but yeah, hiking is meh. If it's a short hike, fine. But like, this is probably TMI, but bathrooms are important. Especially when you're somebody who's still figuring out you're lactose intolerant and all the things that set it off. So, you know. Megan says, everyone works at their own speed. Yeah, and it can take practice to resist the urge to edit. Yes, this is also very true. Virginia says, hello, it's House Organizer Day. Ooh, exciting. You will check in as you're able. Have a great live stream. Thank you and happy organizing. Pat just says, I second Megan's thoughts. Resisting to the urge to edit is really hard. Yes. Yeah. It's really hard to resist the urge. You're always trying to choose the right words the first time or close to it. Yeah. But see, the thing is, you will come out with a better draft for that. And you will spend less time editing later, or fewer editing passes through the entire manuscript that way. Whereas myself, I am still working through my 100,000 word manuscript from my very first Nano that is absolute hot mess, and may never see the light of day because of it. So, yeah. So whatever works for you. And if like, I've tried really in my recent work in progress to have really clean drafts, and it takes me much, much longer to choose the right words, to do it carefully. And I don't get anywhere near these kind of sprints. So the kind of numbers that I've been getting in this sprint. So I really ought to just like not, I really ought to knock it off and just write better. But yeah, you're welcome. Vanessa, hello, welcome. You're not writing for Nano, but you will be working on a report for work. Nice. You were Googling beverage bug fitness sickness. Oh no. Oh no. Ooh, there's an idea. Have you checked the local forest service website? This is a good thing too. Yeah. That would be a really good resource. Yeah, Regina also seconding, we all work at different paces. Don't worry. Some writers do fast first drafts. Others want to make each paragraph as finished as possible. There is nothing wrong with 200 words. Correct. Yeah, don't worry about the word count for now. Yeah, just the time spent on the draft is fine. And if you feel like you are making your story better, if you feel like you are making your story and your characters more cohesive, more relatable, if you are adding depth to it, foreshadowing, whatever it is that you feel, like, if you can feel yourself making the progress on the draft, that is wonderful. And that's what you should be focusing on rather than word count, because my draft is a hot mess right now. Absolute hot mess. So, plus I'm working, I think I have like 3 documents at this point that I have worked in. Page says to Megan, I went to like 5 and they had a few things, but you guess you expected like a full layout month of the year, 18 species per month or something. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so it's Los Angeles, like Angeles, like Angela. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Things don't really change too much because we don't really get a lot of seasons. At higher elevations, you might see more change. This is also true. Dictating while walking. Yes. Maybe that's the thing then. There's not big lists per season because, yeah, no seasons. You've hiked there before. Just remember vague ideas of trees, rocks. Okay, yeah. Like your brain has decided Nano is over. Oh no, because you couldn't write today. It's okay. You can try again tomorrow. Cat Leo has been writing words, but not in your story because that requires brain power. So more like typing my thoughts out. Yeah, so like journaling. That's fine. In part so I can reference them later to remember why you did something. There you go. Is anybody having video issues? I hope not. Let me know if there is. You feel your pain. I guess that it's time to take a break for the day or to maybe alter your nano goal. Maybe just be a rebel. There you go. Okay, your video is fine. Good, good, good. Amanda says, I'm thinking of maybe stopping for lunch soon and walking around seeing if your brain starts working again. Yes. Yes, yes. You tend to write an awful draft and leave it for like 5 years to sit in time. And by that point, I hate it. And I'm more than willing to tear it apart and make it better. Right? Yeah. Yep, yep. Rebooted the computer and it's fine now. Well, it could have just been internet computer glitches. So that's your reminder to save your document. Alrighty. We're going to start with 25 because I don't think my brain will allow me to get to a 30 focused at the first sprint. So we're going to start with 25. Alrighty. So 1, save your document if you've already been working. If not, now's a great time to pull up those documents. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for the posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. That was the first sprint. Pretty chaotic. But 743. I had to go back and fix a couple of things because like I wrote I think I've mentioned kind of recently that I sometimes have issues with pronouns. If I don't, if I have two people of the same, I had the same pronoun doing things, I will sometimes, like in the same sentence, swap between. And so, anyway, so I had a sentence that I wrote that was just full of he's. He did this and he thought that. And he knew that his relationship with so and so is absolute, but he had never taunted him. Too many he's and hims, and had to go back and like I wouldn't be able to leave that and figure out who I was intending. So I had to go back and edit a little bit in terms of that. So, but that was still a really good sprint. But it's very chaotic. It's chaotic. We are trying hard to stick to the outline, but it's not going great. It's not going great. What did I say? 743. I think that's what I said, but let me double check. Yeah, 743. Okay, so does that put us over the 20K mark? 19,318 plus 743. It does. We are now. I am now at 20,061 words. Nice. So I'm definitely several days ahead of the game, which is perfectly fine with me because I know that there will come a day and I'm like, I don't want to write. So we're just stacking up that buffer. So this is where we are. We are 2.5 lines away from halfway there. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're doing good. Doing good. My poor notebook is just it's a little thick and we're not done yet. But I suppose that's fine. It means it's well loved, right? Yeah. So, but I'm glad that I did a second page of sprints because if this is 1 week and we have 4 weeks essentially, I will definitely be getting over into the second page of sprint things. Sorry, y'all. I shouldn't do that. Monique did remind me that I did not pull a card for today. So I pulled one during that sprint and typed its general meaning in the, so here was our butterfly. It was in the inverse position. So the butterfly is that reminder that, or the butterfly inverted is a reminder that transformation and change does not have to be traumatic. It does not have to be dramatic. Change is one of the few constants in the world. And so rather than trying to resist it all the time when change is inevitable, look at the change, the new coming changes with curiosity and with gratitude and that kind of stuff. So it's a reminder that it's not terrible if you change your routine. It's not the end of the world if your regular thing doesn't happen in general. I mean, there are always exceptions to that rule. Like, if you're on medication that you need and it's suddenly not available, that may be an issue. But yeah, change is pretty much one of the only constants in the world. That is one of the main themes of Buddhism. Yes, exactly. So there are a lot of things, a lot of wisdom to be found in Buddhism, and a lot of religions generally started off as explaining natural phenomenon, but also like telling you the hows and wherefores of how to navigate the world. Like a lot of the kosher stuff for Jewish restrictions, a lot of that is just because we didn't have the like science to explain why certain foods made people ill if you didn't cook it a certain way. And so a lot of those restrictions started because like you discovered, okay, you have to do XYZ, otherwise you're going to be violently ill when you eat something. And so, wisdom gets passed down in that shape or form, but it's also just sort of like philosophical ways of looking at the world too. So, yeah. Anyway, how we doing? How we doing? I did tell us what our I did say what our ending number was. Let's see. Rachel is here. Hello. Welcome. Hope we're having a wonderful day. I think so. So far, it's been pretty good. Teresa said hello. Hello. Kat says, hey everyone, just jumping in now because you were in the middle of lunch when the stream started. Your goal for today is 2,000 words in order to stay on track for Nano because you did not write yesterday. Gotcha. Monique is copy pasting and shifting around stuff for arrogance and impertinence. After that, you're going to work on chapter 5 of your Baldur's Gate fanfic. Yes, CB, if you get cranky and hungry, maybe think about things after having food. Yes. that's a good way to do it. Yes. Kat's the hard time getting it started for that sprint, but you got 43 words in. It's a start. We'll take it. There are days where 43 words is like, I will take that as the whole thing. Because some days it's just like pulling teeth. Amanda says, man, I randomly got 758 words. That's yay! You only need 612 for the rest of the day. That's amazing. Monique got your Nano word count requirement done, mostly from the copy pasting and shifting over. Gotcha. Megan thought and brainstormed during that sprint. You don't know how you want to format this post. You could go back and look at your previous recent posts and see if there's a format that you have not used in a while, or see if there was a particular format that did well for you, like a list, or like sort of like a question and answer, or like a review type, like however you wanted to structure it, and see if you haven't done one of those in a while, or if there was one that did particularly well for you, that you could reproduce the format for it. That would be, so either shake things up or go with a tried and true that works well. One of the two. Kai got 347 words. Nice. That do be a messy part. Yes. Yeah, the pronouns, definitely. Too many he's and hims. Way too many. Yeah. It was a mess. Your main series has multiple guys in the same crew and it gets chaotic, right? Yeah, but you don't want to always be using their names, like, constant name dropping. So you have to do like euphemisms. Is that the right word? Like nicknames are fine, but it's just like the he's and hims get old. Outline? Never met her, right? Never met one that stuck around. That's my I've met them. I've met them plenty of times, but they never stick around. They just, go off into the ether. Paget says, do you have images or is it a straight essay in terms of Megan's Substack post? And also Rachel says, oh, hi, Amanda. Megan says, I have a need to discuss this post in depth with someone to get my thoughts clear, I think. Evening. Are you wanting for somebody to sort of like proofread it or read through what you have and give suggestions, or just like be a sounding board? Rachel says, noise. You always start essay first and add pictures later. Yeah, pictures are one of the last things I do. Always. For my blog that has not been updated in far, far too long. Monique says, did a quick shuffle of my tarot deck and the Fool came out on top. The Fool's always a good place to start because it is a starting point. So Amanda says, I think maybe I'll take a lunch break for the next sprint and get some laundry going. We did laundry yesterday, but it's currently sitting on my floor in a basket because I hate putting it away. So you kind of clean clothes for the party and then trying to finish your words after that. Yes. And this is where we got to that. Okay. Cat went upstairs and now have soup started. Yay, but it's going to take a while because veggies need to rehydrate. Yes. Yes, they do. It's best practice to draw wisdom from multiple places to understand our own circumstances and understand others. This is also very true. Yes. Kat says, you'll probably use the French press to make some tea since you didn't use it for coffee. Might as well. Catholics used to have rules about food, but those rules have been rescinded for the most part, except for Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. Well, you say they've been rescinded, but my mother, who was raised Catholic, still, inevitably, whenever it comes to a Friday meal, just happens to be fish. Always. Shrimp or fish. So they've been rescinded, but Megan says, by formatting, I mean how I want to present the idea. It's not necessarily the look of it. Do I start with how to decolonize Thanksgiving, or do I start with my thoughts about Daniel Boone as a colonizer? I think you should go with Daniel Boone as the hook or as the intro because I'm going to be honest, it sounds more interesting. Like just as a general, like which one would I be attracted to? An article on decolonizing Thanksgiving or an article on Daniel Boone? I would be much more likely just out in the wild, random Googling to click on Daniel Boone. So I would start with Daniel Boone, but that's me. Okay, so let's do another sprint. We're going to go for a 30 minutes. Rosalind, hello. It's been a while, so you're popping in to say hi. Welcome. Just in time for our self-promo sprint. Our self-promo sprint is the chance that you have to do your self-promo. It's very self-explanatory. So if you have a YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page, website, blog, social media handles, etc., that you are interested in showing to others, or letting them know that they exist, now is your chance to do so. I think we're going to do the teapot. I think we're going to ignore the nano googly eyes for the moment, and we're going to do the teapot. Just remember that if you do not have a blue wrench of power, you will not be able to post direct links. But you can tell us which platform your social media is on and what your handle is. Or you can just tell us you have books on Amazon and they're under the author name blank. Also, speaking of Amazon, if you have a book that is out recently, if you have a book that is coming out soon, if you have a book that is on sale, etc., do let us know that. What else? Oh, yes. Subscribe if you are not subscribed and you're interested in more timers and sprinties. I have been filming a few clips here and there for a vlog, which we will see if hopefully I can get that edited tonight and posted. Cross my fingers. Hope it gets done. But yeah, if you are interested in writing with us, make sure you subscribe. That being said, 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is that you have to hydrate with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So I got 829 that time. So a little bit better, which is good because we had 5 extra minutes. Again, it's still quite a mess. 829, which I think, if I've done my math right, brings me to 1572 for the stream. But it brings my overall nano total to 20,890. So I will be able to hit 21 next sprint. Should be, anyway. If all goes well. Don't forget that was the self-promo sprint. So if you have something you want to promote, make sure you do that in the chat. Okay, so let me scroll up and see what the self-promos were, where they started. Okay, so Rachel, under the name R.A. Morley, has books out, and you have extended the price slash on paperbacks of the debut book in the Barnes & Noble online store. You're also getting a Kickstarter together, just approved this morning, for an upcoming book, which is amazing. And you also just got the audiobook version of your debut book out this month, which is all very exciting. So make sure that we check out R.A. Morley. And then Megan says, last week's post was about Cato the Elder's bad opinions, the first recorded women's uprising for women's rights, and more. So there's the link for that. Or you can check out all of Megan's things under Megan's link tree. Nikki has a YouTube channel, so make sure you visit and subscribe to Nikki, as well as your fellow sprinters, if you are not already. Cat Leo says, self-promo. I do things like the spreadsheet when I'm not sick. You write books, which you've published one, and you can now check it out via the link tree. So there it is. And Amanda says, I have a YouTube channel under Amanda Rowland, where I stream, sometimes with my husband, sometimes by myself, sometimes with other writer friends. We're hoping to stream again this week sometime. Nice. Heather is here and says, are you participating in NaNoWriMo? In addition to my editorial services, I also have creative sprints on my YouTube channel, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. So there is Heather's channel link. You might have a pop-up on Friday, but you're not sure when. Gotcha. CB headed out for the night. Cat Leo now has soup, which is awesome. Teresa got 832 words. Nice. Excellent. That's amazing. Rosalind says, I didn't get any writing done, but got some chores done. Excellent. Productivity is great. And you finished drawing for a video. Amazing. Amanda says, I had some leftover French onion soup, put a load of clothes in the wash, and made myself some chai nog for the next sprint. I actually put cinnamon and nutmeg in my coffee, so there's like residue on my coffee cup. And it was very reminiscent of eggnog. But I was like, So it was both familiar and unfamiliar in coffee. So Haru got 148. Nice. Excellent. Also, love the black cat avatar. No, black wolf. Sorry. Pointy ears and fuzzy. Teresa says, nice word count to Rachel. Yes. Megan says, I took the dogs out and contemplated how I want to start this essay now that I know I'm starting with Daniel Boone. But what angle do I want to take? The eternal struggle to get to writing. Yeah. Kai got 376, and congrats on the word count. Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate it. Chris, hello. You got 488 words. Nice. Ooh, and your nano total is 18,342. Yay! Woot woot indeed. That's awesome. Rachel says hi to Heather. Paget says lol to Megan. The struggle continues. Yes. Ooh, Monique got the 777. Nice. 777 words in this fanfic chapter so far. Excellent. Heather says more client reading happening and including making notes. Good. Excellent. We like feedback. Yes. Alrighty. So we should now go for a third sprint. Let's see. I'm going to pop a quick poll in and see how you're feeling. 25 or 30? So for the next timer, do you prefer a 25-minute or a 30-minute? Two people have voted for 30 minutes. 4 people have voted for 30 minutes, and it's still at 100%. 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I think we're now up to, 6 votes. 7 votes. It's quite funny watching it. But I think we're now at 9 votes, which I think is about half of who we have here? I think so. And 30 minutes is by a landslide. So we're going to do 30 minutes. I am going to use the Daddy Nano timer, but I'm going to scroll it down to the 30 minutes. Ooh, so close. We'll just run it down. In the meantime, make sure you save your document. It's very important. Save your document and any and all progress that we have made. Make sure you take a sip of whatever it is that you are hydrating with. Cheers. Three, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How are we doing? Okay. This time I got 10 more words, so 839. Okay, so okay. I think let me just double check with the calculator because okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm at 2,411 for the stream. So I'm at 21,729 for Nano. We are going to be doing one more sprint, so if you can stick around for that, great. Maybe I'll make it to 22K today, which would be great. Need to put a highlight where I have stopped because otherwise I won't know where to select. Okay. How we do? Heather's been icing your back. You've been having issues with it. Yeah, but you're on a roll, which is good. Paget says, hope the back improves. Stacy says, just got up from a nap due to a headache, hoping it will not turn into a migraine, and hoping you can get a few hundred words. You need about 600 to hit the Nano goal. Also, just introduced a new character. You've talked about putting her in, but it's the first time I've put her on paper. Snarky Grandma for the win. I love a snarky grandma. Monique says things are getting spicy right now in this chapter. Nice. Is it Anna? I feel like I remember that it was Anna. Hopefully I have remembered correctly. You only got 106 words, but progress is progress. Indeed. Yes. I'm sorry there are others who are writing well in pain. I feel you. Yeah. There's Allison. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to make a note so I can remember because sometimes initials. Okay, I will do my best. Hooray for new characters and spice, though. Yes. Amanda says 693 words and you're done for the day. That's amazing. So now for the next sprint, you can start another load of laundry, maybe take a shower to get ready for tonight. Yes, I approve. Kai says, not that you need my approval, but you know. Kai says 425 and reached the daily word count. Nice. More words. Exactly. Yes. Kat says, I've eaten my soup. Now I have a cup of tea and you are attempting some words. Excellent. Stacy got 438 words in the last 20 minutes. That's awesome. Megan continued to brainstorm ways to start this post. I want it to be interesting and educational without being done for the wrong reasons. Very true. Yes. Chris got 614. Nice. Nikki got 261. Excellent. Stacey says it means I have 1,775 for the day, so at least I met the Nano goal, but you're going to try and get 2K days. Gotcha. Nikki says I'm so far behind. I'm at 4,312 words. Hey, any words is good words, so excellent. It's good. It's all good. There's plenty of time, and you don't have to burn yourself out. It's a month for getting those creative efforts in. So Allison also has 4,639, so I feel you. Excellent. Haru got 158 words, more than you thought, which was 0, which is good. Rachel's been trying to resist Nano to avoid the burnout, and just jump into streams for the community feeling. Yes. Yeah. And that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it. Alrighty. Your snarky grandma's your snarky grandma character's first words were, "Oh, I figured you were expecting me, honey," or sweetie. Excuse me. Surprise visit from a grandma, and she tells you, "Oh, you should have been expecting me." Yeah, that might not go over as a just imagining either one of my grandmas just kind of like showing up out of the blue. That would never be for a good reason. I mean, it would be a surprise, but it's definitely one that, like, if grandma's gonna come over, gotta clean, gotta make sure that you've got some good clothes on, that kind of stuff. But anyway, okay, let's do another sprint. I think I have, let's see. Should we do the Babbling Brook? Yeah, let's do the Babbling Brook. But I think I'm going to scroll it down to a 25 instead of like a cool down sprint. If I can get it to the right spot, that'd be good. Let me actually like share the screen so you know which timer I'm talking about. Right, so almost scrolled down. All right, here we go. Okay, so 1, save your document. Make sure that we save any and all progress that we have made. 2, make sure we take a sip of whatever it is that we're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go, 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, that was the 4th sprint. How did you do, either on that sprint or overall? Um, 632 that time. Which means I have done 3,043 for today. So 632. And then we need to save it. And then we need to check our math for the overall nano. 22,361. Okay, which means that I can color in another section on my tracker. So there we are. That's where we're at. Does it kind of look like we're giving the bottle ribbing in some ways? The sort of waves in the plastic bottle. It sort of looks like that a little bit where it sort of overlaps. I do need to update my line tracker, but for days 6 and 7, they were a little bit lower, so it's going to be kind of low, then low again, and then come back up. So yeah, but that's where we're at. We're at 22,000. Which did I pull down? Pull down 20 and 21, so I'll actually be able to move 3 stickies today instead of 2. And that's, if I get more, then I might be able to do more stickies in the afternoon, evening, whatever time zone. Yeah. I've been in my car several times, and I still haven't changed my my car's clock. I've changed all the clocks in the house. I've changed my watch. I've changed all that kind of stuff, but I haven't done the car yet. And I also need to still do my car fluid check that I try to do monthly. I usually try to do it at the beginning of the month, but it doesn't always happen right at the beginning. So Stacy says, I think my theme song for this part of the story is Safe and Sound by Point North. Nice. You wrote one sentence and then ADHD happened. Yeah. It can do that for sure. Stacy wrote 291 that sprint, making your total for the day 2,066, and I am happy if I don't get to write again today. Yeah, because you have made your 2K goal, which is awesome. I also still need to update Nano, so need to do that. You're going to be transitioning into a very difficult scene, so you could use the time to think on it. Fair enough. Chris got 536. Yay. Excellent. Stacey has to go. Karma's bus is coming down the road. Fantastic. Hopefully Karma had a good day at school. Okay. What do I need to share? I need to share the AuthorTube channel and sprint link spreadsheet. I don't know why that's always difficult for me to say, but there it is. So this is the spreadsheet. First tab where you land is the channel links, and then we have the daily tabs for regular and scheduled sprints. So we have plenty for today to choose from. We also have a good bit that's already scheduled for tomorrow. 10th also has quite a few. 11th, been beginning to get a few, but then Sunday we have quite a few. So we have lots of things scheduled out ahead of time. And then Kat's really good about going in the mornings, and I've been trying to do better about going in the evenings and catching those that have been scheduled. But yeah, so make sure you bookmark that first tab where you land so that you can go back to that sooner, or you can go back to that frequently. I don't know why I said sooner. Frequently. But also, don't forget to save your work. And I'm scheduled out for the rest of the month for streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 to 3-ish p.m. And Sundays 2 to 5. So yeah, that's our regular schedule for this month. So there we go. Don't forget to save and have a good rest of your day. And I will see y'all in the chats. And don't forget to hydrate and take a break every once in a while. All right. Bye.